hurting the ones you love. There was an 18-year-old boy named Mike, who was at the end of his rope. He had enough of life. The boy had suffered from depression and anxiety for years. As time went by, his hopelessness only grew worse until, one day, he decided that he wanted to end it all. He had been thinking about it for a while and came up with a plan. He arranged to go on a camping trip with his girlfriend, Sarah. They would go to the campground where they had first met. He invited his younger brother, Max, along on the trip as well. There, he thought. That's where I'll do it. After driving up to the woods with his girlfriend and his brother, they pitched a tent and built a campfire. It was growing dark and Mike decided that it was time to go through with it. "I'm really tired, guys," he said casually. "I think I'll go to sleep early." "Are you sure?" asked Max. "You don't look so good." "Is there something wrong, bro?" "You're not getting sick, are you?" asked Sarah. "No, I'm fine," said Mike. "Don't worry about me. I'm just tired from the drive up." With that, he said goodnight and went into the tent, zipping up the flap behind him. Away from his girlfriend and his brother, the boy let his true emotions show. He sat down, held his head in his hands, and began to weep. He took out the razor blades he had brought with him out of his pocket and held them to his wrist. "I guess this is it," he mumbled to himself. "Goodbye, cruel world. Goodbye, Sarah. Goodbye, Max." In one swift motion, he slit his wrists open and the blood began to flow. Then, just to make sure, he slit his throat and lay back, waiting to die. He could feel the life ebbing out of him as he slowly lost consciousness. All of a sudden, he woke up and looked around. There was no sign of any blood. He looked down at his wrists, but there were no wounds. He felt his throat, but it was untouched. There wasn't a mark on him. Confused and angry, Mike couldn't understand what was going on. He got to his feet and stumbled out of the tent, calling out to his girlfriend and his brother. There was no answer. The campfire was smoldering nearby. As he got closer to the fire, he noticed two figures stretched out on the ground. To his horror, he realized that it was Max and Sarah. They were both lying dead in a pool of blood. Max had a deep slit across his throat and Sarah had horrific gashes in her wrists. Mike looked down at the ground and noticed a message carved in the dirt. It read, "When you hurt yourself, you always hurt the ones you love."